Welcome back to another video by ITM
Lucas
Official, and we are reacting to Mr. Frank Lampard giving a fiery response to criticism of his Chelsea team. I mean, the man spent 200 million.
Right, let's bring you a first listen to Frank Lampard and some fiery exchanges with journalists at today's Chelsea.
200 million.
There's been 5 defeats in 8 games for Lampard, but he's been unhappy at what he deems as unfair criticism in the media of him.
Unfair criticism.
To be honest, you spend 200 million
It was like 220 million in one transfer window,
and not at least being fourth in the league.
and already had a team that was fourth. They finished fourth last season.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that big eighth, you don't deserve any criticism? Outrageous.
Yeah.
And the club.
Not good enough.
Give an extended listen.
You said before that you need to just block out the noise when there's speculation regarding your future. When there's other managers' names, successors' names being bandied around, that must be difficult. How do you block out that noise?
I don't listen to it.
Definitely lying there. You gotta at least hear it though. I get you gotta try and block it out and just go, yeah, alright, I'm trying to do my thing. But Frank's a very smart person, alright? We know he takes it in, alright, and he goes, alright, I've got to try and do something, and he overcomplicates it, and he ends up.
Do you remember when he used to do that football TV show?
What was it? Would I Lie to You?
No,
Was that one?
it's got the contestants there, and you got 2 different
Oh
footballers.
yeah. I remember which one you mean.
He was one of the captains.
Welsh.
That's it. Yeah.
That's that one. I can't remember. I think it was Would I Lie. No, it's not Would I Lie actually.
No.
It's one of them.
Because
I mean, he was a legendary player for Chelsea, but he deserves more criticism than he actually gets, to be honest. Like 8th, when you finish 4th.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Well, I don't. It's only everywhere. If you want to go scroll through maybe social media or something, I don't do that. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? I know what the pressures that come with managing a top football club, but I only do my job, so it doesn't.
You've got to do it well. That's the issue. You've got to do your job well. When you're a manager, there isn't just doing your job. You've got to do it well. You've got to succeed progression.
Like if you're a goalkeeper, you've got to save the goals. If you let them in, then
You're still doing your job. I mean, not really. But
yeah, you are, because you're still there in the position, but you're not.
You have to compete. You have to be pushing to do better. That's why man's Frank Lampard. Okay, he's a competitive person, and he's been a player. He should know that 8th is not acceptable. Okay, and he should expect fans to expect that not to be acceptable.
Yeah.
If Manchester City was 8th in the league right now, after just losing the past, what was it? Losing 5 of the past 8 games.
Wow.
I mean, there'll be riots at Manchester.
Come back to me.
Is it any more difficult because of the fact you were a player at Chelsea for such a long period of time?
It makes it easier for him.
Yeah, because he knows the players.
Exactly. No, it's not because he knows the players. It's because
No.
he gets
Absolutely not, because
letting off
my
at most
career
things.
here as a
He's a
player
legend.
was fantastic, and it's set in stone.
No, he's a good
When I say
player.
fantastic, I'm not giving
The greatest Premier League midfielder of all time.
Yeah,
Facts.
Facts.
I don't think there's a debate about that. I'm a Manchester City fan.
And the link up
So I
with
can
the
say that.
fans and the support I get from them is amazing. And I knew when I came into this job as a manager that can change the tone of it. You know, there are things that you can't control going forward. You do your best, and I'll continue to do that all the time while I'm managing the club, because I feel the club. It doesn't change how I feel. Wherever I'd work.
I mean, hopefully it doesn't. I mean, when you're a legend, you spent more than 12 years at Chelsea.
Cheers.
I mean,
Okay. As you mentioned, you've seen the pressure as a player from the other side of the fence on managing at Chelsea. How are you finding it at the moment? How tough a period is it for you?
The pressure's fine. Listen, you're obviously more happy when you're winning games. You know, more happy
yeah,
when
but the
you're
pressure on
winning
Timo
games.
Werner, Kai Havertz
Being
to
in-
score and actually
in
perform is
December onwards,
mad.
but
Them
I
underperforming.
think you can look around the Premier League and you can see teams this season that have had problems, teams now that are having problems that we're not used to having problems. So for me, I just have to get on with the job.
I mean, you know the hierarchy of this.
Then get on with the job and start performing. You've got to be pushing your players. You've got to be making them strive to play like Frank Lampard.
You've had a chat with him, have you spoken to
Yeah,
him?
fair
I'm
point.
not going to talk about private conversations, so I've played here for a long time, but the situation changes from being a player here 13 years to managing the club, so I have much more conversations with the hierarchy than I ever had as a player.
Do you think the new players you've brought in have been a bit surprised by the intensity of the Premier League? We saw last night with Burnley that any team can beat anybody else. Has that
Only beat Liverpool. Let's
I
go.
think some of the new lads have been quoted as saying that. We've got the most physical and fastest league in the world. You know, we feel that here, and I think
Don't think there's debate about that.
Clear to see. So, you know, when I talk about players needing adaptation, and we've seen great players need time in this league to kick in, especially when they're young, because they come to this league fresh. And
Exactly. So a lot of youngsters really means that your team hasn't got that maturity like Olivier Giroud perform.
Yeah.
And how much time do you think it will? It's a difficult question, probably. It will take to get.
It's time to go. I'm sorry, Frank Lampard out.
This group and
Hashtag Frank Lampard out.
saying it's a work in progress, but I mean, how long do you think it is?
He's failing. He's failing.
What,
If this was Arsenal, okay,
Fair point.
their fans would be screaming it's time to go, okay. Honestly, every single game they lose.
Well,
And the thing is, he doesn't really lose anything if he does.
Well, I'm not going to
No.
sit and talk about next season.
You being the manager,
Then he managed
he's
to
still the
win
legend
the
Lampard
league, we can talk about the next
playing
season,
football.
because you can
Yeah, but it
worry
does
about
ruin his
it.
reputation a bit.
Did you take the camera?
Would it take that long to get the full
Yes.
potential out of the
Why?
young players? To
All it
step
says
into
is that he
the
could
Premier League?
Well,
not
again,
particularly
I'll
good at
ask you the
managing
same
a
thing,
team.
what
It
the
doesn't
mark- what
take
the
away
mark to
anything
get-
from
to get
what
someone
he's
to-
Yeah, I
actually
get, but
achieved.
then this is still football. Why isn't he able to do that?
You know, like Eddie
It's two
Hazard
different
did in
things.
the front.
Managing
Yeah, I
a
know
team
it's very different.
and
I know
being
it's
a
very different.
footballer is
But
two different things.
If he's such a great player, why can't he get the midfield player? Why can't he show them what he does
That's
and
what
improve
I'm
them?
He's retired.
Yeah, but he's got technique. Don't lose technique.
Yeah, fair point. He's got skills, you know.
Exactly.
At a time like this,
Build him and then model him.
confidence
Yeah.
seems to be low in the squad and lots of players individually.
Arsenal had their worst ever start to a Premier League season. They are one position behind them. That is not acceptable.
Seem to be struggling. How valuable is it to have someone else around the first team who, like you, has had a similar winning mentality as a player and similar experience of good and bad times at the very top level?
Well, to be fair, Liam, I think if their confidence would be shot if they were to read some of the pieces that you write at the minute, because I read some of them, and some of the confirmation bias that you always reflect on games with, and
Bias? No, you're not performing, bro.
social media pundits to try and get a reaction in a negative way. I read the pieces when we were doing well as well, and they didn't go both ways. So I think for a journalist,
You're failing. It's that simple, bro.
big start because the players.
I get annoyed you, but accept
In
it.
terms of Pete, I think his experience is vital for the club, that we use our experience.
Better check. Legend
Even in years
of the
that
game.
We're successful and
Is-
we look back and
is he older than Frank Lampard?
moments in them.
I don't think he
Moments
is.
To whatever degree, and it's
I-
Could be.
solid squad in those years as well.
Possibly.
So we've been there before. We know what it takes to turn the corner. So we work together on that.
Well, that was us reacting to Frank Lampard giving a fire response to Cripson of Chelsea fans. I mean, it was more him just whinging like a little child. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe, share it around.
He was trying to defend himself.
Yeah, I get he was trying to defend himself, but there's ways of going about like, okay, I'm not doing very well at the moment. Alright, it's a very difficult job.
Yeah.
Alright, I spent loads of money, and I really should be doing a lot better, but it's a struggle, it's a process. Alright, and as long as you trust in me and believe in my process, we will get there eventually. Not,
Yeah.
oh, I saw you writing this, I'm thinking that was lying. No, you lost. There's no lying like that. You are
Yeah, fair
underwhelming.
point.
So, that was our reaction to Frank Lampard giving
So
a
he
fire
could have
response to
structured
criticism
his argument better.
of his Chelsea team. And that was Itmofficial and
Lucas.
Fan.